single rifle, built for an elite unit, just stunned the auction block at $411,000. In the same decade, Bitcoin rocketed to nearly $69,000, then collapsed below $4,000, twice. Rare firearms are history you can hold. Steady as fine art. Crypto? A flashbang, blinding, loud, and gone in an instant. Rare firearms are bright, fast, and unforgiving. Tonight, we count down 10 historic guns whose auction trails tell a story about scarcity, patience, and what value really looks like when you compare them to the wild ride of digital coins. Number 10. Winchester Model 1894. The pre-1964 Model 94 captures craftsmanship from Winchester's golden era. Original finishes, pre-64 stampings and factory features collectors hunt for. These rifles were used, loved, and many were upgraded, making untouched pre-64s scarce. It's a dusty morning on the frontier. A cowboy rests his Winchester 94 across the saddle, the same rifle that put venison on the table and kept rustlers away. Millions were made, but rifles built before 1964 carry a higher standard of machining that collectors instantly recognize. When one deluxe 94 preserved like a time capsule crossed the block, it shocked the room by hammering for over $100,000. This was no ordinary workhorse anymore. It had become art. And while Bitcoin was whipsawing 50% losses in a matter of months, this rifle's trajectory moved differently, quietly, steadily, always upward. Not spectacular, but not catastrophic either. In a world of volatility, the 94 whispers patience. Yet, if the 94 was America's cowboy rifle, the next gun was Europe's soldier's pistol, a toggle-locked icon that marched through 2 world wars. Number 9. Luger P08. The Luger P08 is a semi-automatic German pistol, famous for its intricate toggle lock mechanism and iconic profile. Open a forgotten trunk in an attic, peel back a worn leather holster, and there it is, a Luger P08, every piece still carrying the same factory number. For collectors, that discovery is lightning in a bottle. Matching number Lugers, artillery models with long barrels, and rare commercial variants can command jaw-dropping bids. Some have sold in the tens of thousands, and a few extraordinary examples have broken into 6-figure territory. While Bitcoin plunged 60% in a brutal year, that attic-found Luger would have held its ground. Its value built not on speculation, but on history. Unlike digital tokens, it doesn't evaporate when sentiment shifts. And from the German officer's sidearm, we move to America's wartime workhorse, the pistol that defined a century of service. Number 8. Colt M1911 U.S. Military. The Colt M1911 served as the standard U.S. military sidearm from 1911 to 1985. Imagine the trenches of 1918, mud, smoke, chaos, and a soldier clutching his Colt M1911, the steel lifeline issued by Uncle Sam. Among these, the rare Black Army finish and early military contract pistols hold special reverence. At auction, documented Black Army 1911s have crossed $6,900, while pristine provenance-rich examples climb far higher. Each ding, each mark, tells a story of service that collectors pay dearly for. Crypto speculators know volatility. In a single year, digital coins can skyrocket and collapse. The 1911 doesn't behave that way. Its price chart is slower, steadier, like a soldier's march compared to a rocket launch. From sidearms that fit in a holster, we shift to a rifle that entire generations of soldiers carried onto beaches and into history. Number 7. M1 Garand. The M1 Garand was produced by multiple manufacturers, including the original designer, Springfield Armory, and the contractor Winchester. General Patton called it the greatest battle implement ever devised. The M1 Garand isn't rare in bulk. Millions were made. But sniper variants, early serials, and rifles tied to famous figures command reverence. John F. Kennedy's personal national match guarantee sold in the high five figures, while many mint examples trade hands for several thousand. Contrast that with crypto. In 2018, Bitcoin lost nearly 80% of its value in a single year. A guarantee's price, by comparison, is like its 8-round clip. Steady, predictable, and impossible to crash overnight. From the rifle that stormed Normandy, we journey back further to the Old West, to a lever gun so famous it was nicknamed the gun that won the West. Number 6. Winchester Model 1873. The Winchester Model 1873 is a collector's item, and its value and scarcity are significantly influenced by its caliber and whether it features factory engraving. Picture the frontier: saloons, railroads, buffalo herds dwindling. The Winchester 1873 became the icon of that era, but some were different. Scarce calibers, special engravings, and the mythical 1 of 1,000 models. One such rifle, the Thomas Stewart 1 of 1,000, stunned the market when it realized over $500,000 at auction. That rifle's value built over 150 years, not 15 days. Crypto can double in weeks, but it can also implode just as fast. The 1873's ascent is slower, but it's also permanent. From the Old West rifle, we fast forward to the 1950s, a revolver so finely tuned it was called the Rolls-Royce of wheel guns. Number 5. Colt Python Royal Blue. Early production Colt Pythons in royal blue finish are highly prized vintage revolvers known for their mirror-like, deep luster finish and meticulous hand-fitted craftsmanship. Walk into a gun shop in 1960. In the glass case sits a Colt Python, royal blue finish, glowing like liquid ink. Back then, it was just a revolver. Today, it's an icon. Early Pythons with pristine finishes and original boxes routinely fetch tens of thousands. Some engraved or presentation pieces soar even higher. The Python's value surged after Colt discontinued it, a collector wave driven by scarcity and nostalgia. In some ways, it behaved almost like a crypto spike, sudden, dramatic, and headline-grabbing. But unlike coins, the Python sits in velvet-lined cases, admired as craftsmanship as much as commodity. From a luxury revolver, we step back a generation, to the revolver that defined the Wild West itself. Number 4. Colt Single Action Army. The Colt Single Action Army is not just a revolver, it's Wyatt Earp, it's Tombstone, it's the archetype of the cowboy gun. Early production, factory engraving and provenance turned these into six-figure legends. An 1880 cavalry-issued Colt Single Action Army with full documentation sold for over $403,000, elevating a six-shooter into museum status. The difference between this and crypto is night and day. A token's price can swing on a tweet. A Colt SAA's value swings on a factory letter, an engraving, a sheriff's name carved in history. Scarcity and story, not hype, fuel its climb. But what happens when scarcity isn't just historical, but locked by law itself? That brings us to the rarest class of all, machine guns you legally can't make anymore. Number 3. Pre-1986, transferable machine guns. Under US federal law, pre-1986 transferable machine guns like the M16, Thompson, MP5 and Uzi can still be legally bought and sold by civilians. In 1986, the Hughes Amendment froze the registry of civilian transferable machine guns in America. From that day, no new supply would ever enter the market. Collectors knew what that meant: permanent scarcity. A transferable Colt M16 sold in 2025 for $45,600, and that's not even unusual. Thompsons, MP5s and Uzis often push into the mid-five figures or higher. Here's the kicker: while Bitcoin's supply is capped at 21 million, the number of transferable machine guns is capped at just a few 100,000. And unlike digital coins, these aren't divisible, they aren't replicable, and each comes with paperwork that makes it even rarer. From modern restrictions, we move to a piece of German innovation that literally invented the concept of the assault rifle. Number 2. Sturmgewehr 44. The Sturmgewehr 44, STG-44, a German-made weapon from World War II, is widely considered the first true assault rifle. German soldiers carry a weapon unlike anything before it, the Sturmgewehr 44. It blended the firepower of a machine gun with the portability of a carbine, and in doing so, birthed the modern assault rifle. Collectors today pay heavily for authentic STG-44s. Auction results show values in the $27,000 to $40,000 range, depending on condition and provenance. It's a steady, durable asset in a world of chaos. When digital tokens were losing half their value in weeks, the STG-44's auction prices held steady, driven not by charts, but by the fact that this rifle literally changed the course of small arms history. And yet, even the STG bows before the final piece on our list. A paratrooper's rifle so rare, so advanced, and so coveted, it has smashed records whenever one appears. Number 1. FG-42. The FG-42 was an innovative and advanced German paratrooper's rifle from World War II. A German Fallschirmjäger drops from the sky in 1943. Strapped to him is a weapon so advanced it seems decades ahead of its time. The FG-42. Only a few thousand were ever made. When a pristine Type 1 FG-42 hit the auction floor, it stunned the collecting world, selling for over $400,000. That kind of price belongs in the same conversations as Monet paintings and Ferrari prototypes. And here's the difference. While crypto fortunes can vanish overnight, the FG-42's price isn't based on market noise. It's based on one undeniable fact. No one can ever make more of them. Each surviving rifle is a relic of both innovation and blood-soaked history. This is the pinnacle, the place where history, scarcity, and demand meet to create value that no blockchain can replicate. So what did we see? Steady climbers like the Winchester 1873 and Colt single-action army. Sudden surges like the Colt Python. All locked scarcity like transferable machine guns. Record-smashing icons like the FG-42. All while crypto boomed and busted, fortunes made and lost in days, while these firearms moved like glaciers, slow, unstoppable, and rooted in something tangible. So here's the question. Would you rather hold a line of code that can disappear with the wrong password, or a rifle that outlasted empires and will still be here long after the next crypto crash?